Welcome everyone. We're day 2 at the Fintech Summit, and with me is Talal Tabbaa, the CEO of CoinMENA. Thank you for opening up today's day 2 for me, and welcome to the booth.
All right, thank you, MENA and Entrepreneur, for having me.
How are you? All good?
I'm doing good.
How's your Tuesday morning?
Oh, beautiful DIFC Fintech Summit. I was participating in the 2018 version, and it's insane to see how much growth has happened the past 7 years.
Right. So tell me a little bit about CoinMENA.
So CoinMENA, we're a regulated virtual asset service provider licensed by VARA in the UAE and Central Bank of Bahrain. And we're basically a platform that allows institutions, corporates, and retail customers to go from their bank to crypto or from crypto back to their bank. So it's a very simplified offering that allows people to go in and out of the world of crypto.
Okay. Are you inspired by the world of crypto? How did you get into this?
So I've been doing this for full time since maybe 2016. So quit my job and used to be a suit before, full financial consultant, and then realized that technology is not really going to be pioneered by banks or traditional financial institutions, and it's going to be startups and companies that have less to lose, I guess, that are willing to take more risky bets in how they adopt technology.
Right. And how do you build that trust? Because it's a decentralized, state. How do you build that trust in a decentralized area?
So, in my opinion, time is the best factor of trust. So, why do we still trust Bitcoin? It's been working as intended, block after block, no matter what happens in the world, no matter who's in charge of the US government, no matter what's happening. Bitcoin has been COVID. Anything that happened in the world, Bitcoin still continues going block by block. So I guess the best way to build trust for the digital asset industry has been time. And then with time, we see what are the shortcomings. So for example, during 2022, we realized that licenses issued out of the Bahamas might not be the most reliable. We saw FTX blow up. You don't have that when you have regulators that have...
Just a slight FYI.
Yeah, exactly. No. So time and experiences and regulations are always reactive, right? You can't proactively regulate. It's very hard to do that. I guess time is the best way to gain trust.
Like with anything, honestly, like with anything. But another thing I think that with time comes is the educational aspect of things. So I wanted to ask you, there's so many people that just know nothing about that space, and there's so many potential, clients that you can bring on board. Do you guys bridge that educational gap maybe and teach people about, these are the differences, this is why crypto maybe in some regions is more reliable for you, this is where you should use more traditional banking services? Yeah,
so I think education, not only in crypto, but in financial services in general, is lacking. So at CoinMENA, we put a lot of focus on that. We have something called CoinMENA University. It's not a university, but it's an educational course where you can basically figure out any questions.
Can I join?
Yeah, of course you can join. It is free and public to all on our website. And it basically has articles that explain slightly maybe complex concepts in very simple way that everyone can understand.
Amazing.
And then most importantly, in the world of crypto, I can talk forever, but the reality is you won't learn unless you try. And with CoinMENA, you can start with as little as 10 dirhams. So you don't need $100,000 to start with Bitcoin. You can buy with literally 10 dirhams worth, and there's only one way to properly learn, which is to do it yourself.
Yeah, and see what happens with those basically 10 dirhams, right?
Yeah, and actually, if you don't even want to deposit, if a friend refers you, you get $5 as an initial bonus. So you can actually start off with CoinMENA's bonus before you deposit your own money.
How do you think your wallet is going to look like in 5 years? Like you open your wallet, what's going to be inside?
In 5 years' time, I think 5 years, by the way, is a pretty long timeline if you think about it.
There probably won't be a wallet.
5 years ago, COVID hadn't even happened. So if you think of how much the world has progressed since then.
I love how we think pre and post COVID.
Yeah, but how will my wallet look like? In my wallet, I will have some Bitcoin. I will have some local currency in the form of tokens. So here it will be the Emirati dirham, which inshallah will be launched towards the end of the year. I'll also have some USDT and USDC, which are the equivalent of my dollar account today. I'll also probably have some NFTs that I use with my friends as collectibles. I might also have any title deeds. I don't own any real estate, but if I did, I would have the title deeds also in my wallet. So I imagine all of your digital belongings will eventually become tokenized and they'll be sitting in your wallet.
Okay, but I guess it's like your Apple wallet, not your physical wallet, right? Or do you think it's going to be physical as well?
I don't think it'll be physical, and I don't think it'll be Apple either.
It'll be something.
Yes. So, for example, towards the end of the year, the Central Bank of the UAE are issuing their own wallet for their central bank digital currency. So, I think you'll have different wallets for different use cases.
Okay, cool. What are you most excited about? Is it AI? Is it crypto? Is it DeFi 2.0?
Oof, that's a difficult question because there's lots of areas of interest, and I think it's with emerging technologies. I don't like to make too much of concentrated, definitive statements just yet, because the reality is we don't even know how this is going to progress. If I told you 10 years ago that there's this USDT was launched more than 10 years ago, but no one would have imagined that it reaches $150 billion of total assets under management. Just to give people a perception of that, last year, Tether was the 7th largest buyer of US Treasuries, surpassing the likes of Korea and Germany as countries. And this is just a private company. So the way that I see this progressing is AI and crypto are going to be two industries that will kind of converge, because if you think of what type of money AI models are going to use, they're not going to use money that has Christmas or Eid break, it's going to want money that's programmable and decentralized, and that I think is going to most likely be Bitcoin.
Cool. One more question for you, since we're entrepreneur, what sort of advice do you give to all those young entrepreneurs out there that want to open up their own company, enter crypto?
Oof, that's so I guess on advice, I don't really like to give or receive advice. But what I would...
what would you tell a younger version of yourself then, back in the days, To
go for it. Basically,
just keep going.
The younger you are, the less you have to lose. So I guess when I started CoinMENA, I didn't have a kid. Now I do. So I take different decisions in life. The way that I take my decisions in life is I have more responsibilities. So I'm naturally going to be less risk taking. So take lots of risks early on. And I think that's
Do you ask your kid for advice? Should daddy invest or not?
He's about a year and a half old, so not yet.
Cutie.
But I will definitely be discussing my investments with him in the future.
Amazing. It was also a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you for having me.
Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Mina.